Alright, so before the video starts, quick little update here, but we do have a code only for today, and fitting, it actually is a stamina code. Normally, I don't really bother updating you lot on some of the codes because they've been like 36k gold, they've been like 10 stamina, but if you go to Coupon Redemption, if you haven't already done it, put in obviously your account ID, and if you enter in this one right here, once again, in description and also the pinned comments, BCM 6 War Mittens, you can then see after you claim it, you are actually going to get 100 stamina, which for today is quite nice, so make sure to do that one today. Alright lads, welcome back to the Black Clover mobile video. A quick reminder, this actual feature is being reset in a few days time, and this was out for like 2 days last month. However, unless you were like a mega whale, there was no way for a free-to-play or even a casual to actually do it. But now the game's been out for a month now that we had two really good banners, that you can probably actually do this feature now. If you haven't already done it, then make sure to do it now because it is leaving in 2 days time. If you go towards the exchange center, go towards skill page salvage, you can actually buy a guaranteed SSR skill page of your choice. It's completely up to you who you pick. It's not random. So today we're going to go through how to actually do it, and also who you should be picking. As you can see, it does reset in a day. Like I said, you could have done it before, but like the chances that you got SR skill pages is very rare early, unless you went crazy summoning like the first day and actually probably spent money in the game. But if you go towards Gordon, this is how you get the material. Go to salvage skill pages, and if you salvage the SR ones, we'll do it right now because I don't mind actually selling them, because we're going to always stock up for next month, right? You can see you have a chance to get between 1 to 30. I will say you're probably going to get like 10 or 11. You see how right now we got... Okay, I'm not going to add that up. Okay, I added up. It's 17, which is actually not too bad. So if you end up with 50, then you can buy it. But yeah, that's the thing. You have to salvage the SR ones, because... Or the SSR, but you shouldn't do that, because why would you? Salvaging the rare ones does nothing, or it gives a different material, which you can then buy other things with, but generally not that good. But of course, a reminder that you can go into the skill page one with the mages and actually sell all these ones. If you're asking me, is there any that I should save? Generally, no. What I would do personally is just like say like one Asta one, in case you somehow want to use Asta and you want to have a skill page to buff them up. Like Charmy, for example, I'm not selling this one because I actually use that one. If there is an SR that you use, then I wouldn't sell the skill pages. Like, I think I might use Finesse in the future, so I'm not going to sell hers. Not that I can't get more of it in the future anyway, but, you know, just for now, I'd rather not sell it. Finroll, I'm not selling. Obviously, these lot, I would definitely sell, obviously. But you can see we have a lot of actual, you know, ways to get these resources. And it's only because I summoned this month, and I assume most of you summoned this month as well. So, make sure to sell them. Go to shop, go to exchange center, and then boom, buy a skill page. But now the big question is, well, when you buy this, you can only buy one a month, by the way. Who should you be picking? Okay, so it definitely comes down to who you lot have and what skill pages you don't have, actually. Because for me, I guess you could say I've been quite unlucky that, well, I've actually gotten a lot of skill pages already. So, yeah, like Lotus, I've already gotten his. I've already gotten Mars. And I will say those two might be one of the most important ones. I'd say definitely Mars, because getting him, even if you don't have Mars as a character, is still really good, because you can put down your defensive character. And I will say, getting this skill page early, you can see my Seke is using it. Like, Loki, I think it carried me. Like, it's actually insane. They make your characters, your tank characters, your defender characters tank even more. So 100% get this one if you don't have it. Obviously, do remember it does actually buff up the character. So you can see here, if you have a skill page for obviously Mars, you will get increased defense. Like, this is one you definitely want to get, especially if you have Mars. If you don't have it, this is probably my #1 priority. Okay, so I gotta go into game to show you the debuff here, but concentrate attack. This is what happens when you do get Lotus skill page. It buffs up the tier 2 skill to where when you do apply this debuff, for one turn, you're going to apply this debuff called Concentrate Attack. And as you can see, it takes damage as if it was a crit attack. That is low-key an insane ability. #2, you can see right now, you can see he's going to attack next. So you can see, boom, we got the Concentrate Attack onto him. Now, when we attack this lateral middle guy, we do maximum damage, right? I mean, we did crit there, but it doesn't matter if we do crit, because even if you don't crit, it still counts as like crit damage, which will crit every single time. I don't think it guarantees crits, but it counts as if he did one anyway. So, yeah, Lotus's actual buff that he does gets insane. But the passive that he does do as well, which you can put onto anyone, but most times it's going to be him, of course, is going to be a 25% chance, which, by the way, is quite high, because bear in mind, you're typically attacking 4 or 3 people. So, most of the time, it's going to apply to one person to inflict a 2% speed reduction. It's not high, don't get me wrong, but, like, when you got Julius in the team, when you're bringing, like, you're lowering the speed as well, this can stack up and can be quite crazy. So, I still think this skill page is insane and one you want to have. I mean, if you deep it out, 10% reduction is yeah, a different skill. The William skill page is one that I'm thinking I might do here because I actually want to use William in the future. And everyone I've got on most of the skill pages, like I said, I've already got Mars, I've already got Lois, so I don't really care too much about them. But William's actually not too bad. The buff doesn't really change, it just adds this towards the bottom. Status, element, and immunity. So it's just more assurance that, like, yo, when I buff up my Red Asta, for example, he's kind of good for a turn. But also, when you use skill 2 with, obviously, the skill page effect, you're going to actually heal someone, which is, yeah, it's a little thing. It's all right. I think William does enough already that a sort of like okay skill page towards a character is kind of alright. So yeah, I think personally myself, I might be going towards William here because I actually have the character. He's a character I actually want to use, so I'm probably going to apply that towards him. The next one is Radis. Radis is a really good one too. You get this skill effect, by the way. Grants all allies increase damage resistance by level 5. It, like, that adds on to it. That is insane, by the way. Plus also as well, at the start of the turn or wave, you're going to actually get max HP as a barrier, which like, if you're using Radis, you have to have this skill page. So, if you have him and you actually want to use him, I really recommend it. This is a character I'm going to work on in the future to max him out. This is a skill page I definitely want to have, but right now, I don't have it. But I haven't done my Julius gift yet, and I got this son, which I'm still thinking I might pick up here. It's Radis with his skill page, so I know I'm going to get a skill page here. And out of characters that I actually use, I've kind of already gone all the skill pages, so 100%, I really want to get this skill page. I'm probably going to do it here. But some honorable mentions, if I had Sally, I probably would do her as well because this skill 2 can all attack, which will normally go towards Noelle, which will stack with this actual magic buff, is actually kind of insane. So little shout out towards Sally. If I had her, I probably would do this as well. And Leo, I'm thinking about getting it, but like, I don't want it for what Leo gets buffed by it. It's a pretty good passive depending on what character and team you actually do use. Getting all attack by 50%, which is higher than Julius skill page, is higher than Farna's skill page, is higher than the basic ones we do get. However, you do have to be max HP, but typically if you're using Noelle with a shield, you're normally high HP anyways. Or if you're doing blue farming with gear and you always have a healer on the team, you should be most of the time max HP. So I do want to say this skill page is quite good, but can be quite bad because if you lose HP, then the skill effect is not really working as well, right? But for me, I'm not really too fussed about getting the extra 5%. I can do with 10, and if I put in the future, then fair enough, I'll use it. Charlotte, just to kind of wrap up the video here, it's another good one that I actually do want, but I'm probably not going to waste my guaranteed SSR skill page now. The reduced defense goes from level 2 to level 3, which just makes sure, like, AoE farming, whenever you use in PvP, just makes your team or your characters do more damage, so it's obviously very nice. And yeah, a pretty good thing here, actually. 5% chance to inflict a 10% crit resistance debuff upon attacking when the character does attack, and remember, she's got 2 AoE skills. Applying that onto a character with the defense lower, with the extra turn with Mark as well. It's yeah, a pretty good skill page that, once again, I want, but I personally, I want to have Williams. So yeah, boys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Remember, you can dupe skill pages here. So if you had to ask me what would I dupe, personally, Radis, I'd say, because getting more hit barrier at the start of the match. Then again, he doesn't really need it. You're typically buffing up with high speed. Anyway, you normally get your ultimate first. You have Noelle shield as well. I think getting this maxed out is a bit of an overkill. Personally, I would love to max out this skill page because getting a 10% speed reduction with an AoE skill is actually insane. So I think after I get all the skill pages and I can pick, then I'll probably pick this one. We didn't talk about these down here, but generally I don't think you want any of them. I think the only good one's actually this one here. But yeah, I don't really like using non-skill page characters. So boys, that's going to wrap up the video. The character we are picking will be William because we have to get a skill page. But yeah, boys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Make sure to get to farming gear or whatever you want to do. It's half stamina today, so make sure you start farming. For me right now, I'm just kind of grinding up my talents to max up my Julius. I did a bunch of gear farm this morning, so I'm now doing talents and hopefully some XP. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.